Today we're going to match the shit out of the tone. Today I would like to show you how to tone match an amp or a sound you want to get with your AxeFx. And for that purpose I'm using the AxeFx III now, but it's similar with the AxeFx II. As you can see, I opened the editor here, and at the moment I'm playing around with the Plini archetype plugin by NeuralDSP, so I would like to get the tone of the Plini plugin with my AxeFx, and you have to connect it somehow with the AxeFx, and for that purpose I'm using the out 3 of the AxeFx, as you can see here and at the block, and that is used to send the raw guitar signal, which is coming here, to the input of the Plini plugin. So physically the out 3 of the AxeFx is connected with the input of the interface which I'm using to run the Plini plugin. It's my UCX Fireface interface. And the output of the Plini plugin is then going to the input 3 of the AxeFx. So it will look somehow like that, if you want. And here would be the Plini plugin. So here's the guitar signal going to the Plini plugin, and then the result of the Plini plugin is going to the input 3, the AxeFx. And here is the Tonematch block you have to use. The Tonematch block has, as you can see here, as a reference source, it's using the input 3, so you don't need to use a dedicated input 3 block here. We'll use the input 3. And the local channel, which is my case this this lane, there the left is selected. So the left input of this of this lane is the local channel which you want to sound like the Plini as a result after the tone match. If you're using the output 3 like me now, you have to make sure that on the input panel of the AxeFx the out 3 knob is open, is at max. If you set it at 0, then of course no signal is going to the output 3 and then nothing is happening. And if I disable this amp block and I will enable the out 3, you can hear the Plini sound. This is the Plini plugin. And yeah, we want to have this sound. So in the AxeFx you have to use an amp model which is more or less similar, at least as far as the gain is concerned. So now I'm using the Atomica High, crank the gain, set everything to noon here. Doesn't matter how the frequencies are sounding, because that will be processed by the tone matching, but the gain has to be quite similar. So as you can see here, I cranked the gain a little bit with the input trim and also the input drive. Of course now I'm not using a cap block after the amp, so the raw amp sounds like that, which is of course not nice, but anyway. The result of the tone match will be an IR, which is kind of a cap, and together with the amp it should sound then more or less like the sound of the Plini plugin. So yeah, the amp block, everything is set to 0, to noon here, and here everything is set to 0. And yeah, let's start the tone match. So for tone matching, we have to enter a tone match block here, as I said before. The reference will be our input 3, so what is coming from the Plini plugin. Local is our left channel here. And well, can set the smoothing to 0. first. I'll come to that later. Yeah, and I will start now tone matching by hitting start both. Then both signals are going to the Tonematch block. The Tonematch block is trying to process this signal to make it sound like this signal, which is coming from the Plini plugin. So start both, play a little bit. As you can see here, the Plini has a high cut somewhere. The amp here doesn't have any high cut. Amp is this frequency curve and the Plini is this. And now it tries to make this look like this if I hit match. So we hit match. Then turn off the Plini plugin. Turn on the Tonematch and let's see what is our result. This is our result. Let's compare to the Plini. So it's quite similar, in my opinion. At least for my purpose, it will be enough. And yeah, if you like the result, then something I personally like to do is to raise the smoothing a little bit. It's evening out some phasing issues. Set it always around maybe 1 o'clock here. And after that, we can export the result. For that purpose, we will choose a slot here. For example, maybe an empty slot, the 23 here. And yeah, let's say we will call it that, Plini 4. And somewhere in the settings of the AxeFx you could choose the quality of the IR which you are exporting. So I set it to ultra resolution or something, the highest quality, whatever. Yeah. And I hit export. Yeah, we will override empty. And then Tonematch is successful. That's it. And then one trick is if you are going to the manage caps thing, you can see here 23 is still empty. And the trick is you have to use the update function here. Then the caps are updated here, as you can see. And then suddenly we have our Plini 4 here. And then you're done. And you could also select it here and the cap block. Then enter it here and then use it together with this amp, this exactly amp setting. And then you have your Plini tone. Of course this cab will work with other amps too. You can try to use it, but the Plini Tonematch is of course yeah, working only with this amp setting which we are choosing here for the tone matching. So yeah, overall it's a very easy process, and I hope this helps you to get the best results with tone matching. In another video I will show you how to tone match maybe existing guitar recordings. It will be similar, but then of course you don't have the Plini plugin here, you have the recording from which is coming maybe from the USB connection of the AxeFx instead of the Plini plugin here. And yeah, otherwise please post your comments below, subscribe to the channel, stay healthy, see you soon, bye.